Hello everyone. Welcome back to my kitchen. Thank you so much for joining me here this week for Whatcha Cooking Wednesday. If we haven't met before, my name is Sharice Hurd, your Pampered Chef Consultant. So we are doing we've got a couple things going on here. My deluxe air fryer oven is doing double duty tonight. It's making my dinner, and it will make our little dessert that I'm making up here. So I'm going to be showing you a new recipe. It actually doesn't kind of release until September 1st, but I'm going to give it to you early because it just looked so yummy. I wanted to test it out. So as you're coming on, please say hello. Tell me what you're cooking for dinner. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Let me know that you are here and watching. So I told you that I had dinner going on. So I'm actually using one of our meal mixes. I'm using the scampi mix. It's a baked chicken scampi dinner. It's kind of like a sheet pan meal all in one. But I wanted to let you know that all of our meal mixes, we also have buttered chicken, pad thai. This is one of my favorite Tuscan style herb chicken. And then we have a couple other ones. The Indian rice that I did a couple weeks ago. And the chili and the carnitas. All of our meal mixes. These are all like, these smaller ones like this, all $5. I think the Indian rice is $8. But these all this month, when you purchase one of these this month, Pampered Chef is donating meals to Feeding America. So you get a meal and Feeding America gets a meal. So it's definitely something to check out. We use these all the time. It just makes dinner easy, you know. Now, if you're a fan of pad thai, I've got to tell you, most people that have a nut allergy cannot have pad thai because it has peanuts in it. This mix tastes authentically like pad thai, but there are no peanuts, okay? It is peanut free. So if you have a nut allergy, always wanted to do like pad thai lettuce wraps, that's one of our favorites. Gotta give it a try, all right? So, if you've tried one of those meal mixes already, comment and tell me which one you've tried and which one you really love, all right? So, my dinner's just about ready. I'm going to test it to see if the chicken is done, and I'll show it to you here. So I've got my instant read thermometer. If you haven't got this in your kitchen yet, you must. It is a lifesaver because it has these nice big numbers, and it tells me the temperature. Easy to read, and right on it, it tells you like the temps that your different meats should be at. All right. So chicken is 165. Got to put on my oven gloves. What do you think of these? These are a must. I didn't think I would like these. I thought they were so big, but they're so much easier to use than the oven mitts, okay? So in the top, this air fryer has two compartments. You'll see the oven. I have two ovens here, all right? The top oven is more of, it does bake, it does toast, it does bagels. We do our pizza up in there. Which frozen pizzas come out tasting better than anything else. I'm telling you, so good. And then the bottom is the air fryer. All right. Each door can open separately, and I will be doing that because I'm going to be putting something different in each one. So I just want to pull this out real quick. Oh, this looks delicious. Okay. So here's my dinner. This is using the small oven baking pan. So I have two chicken breasts that I've cut in half. And I put on I just had some baby carrots, cut those in half lengthwise, some Brussels sprouts, and some red onion, okay? So I'm going to put this in here. Oh yes, we're plenty done. So the chicken breast, it was two chicken breasts, but it looked like there's four there. I cut them in half with a closing cut. So I'm just going to put this back in the oven so it stays warm while I actually work on dessert, all right? So that is plenty done. So that's just going to stay there. Now, I could have been baking both of these at the same time, different temperatures, different cooking styles, because these little things I'm going to make for dessert are actually going to go on the bottom and they're going to go on air fry. But I did this just on regular bake. So this deluxe air fryer and oven has been a lifesaver this summer because I have not used my big oven, obviously. You don't want to heat up your kitchen. But we have done things in here. Anything I'm going to bake or air fry, I just put it right there. So there's that. All right, are you guys ready? Let's get cooking. All right, we're going to do some real cooking now. I showed you dinner. That's done. It really wasn't hard. All I did was, I told you I used the meal mix. What I did with the meal mix was I just put a little bit of wine in the bottom of the pan, maybe a quarter cup. Now, if you don't want to use wine, you can use chicken broth. Works just the same, all right? And then I just sprinkled over, I put a little bit of oil on top of the chicken. I just brushed it with our pastry brush. And then I sprinkled on some of the scampi mix. And then in a big bowl, I put all my cut up vegetables, put a little oil on them, put the rest of the scampi mix on them, tossed them, throw them on top. Baked it for 30 minutes. That was it. Super, super easy, okay? So I'm starting off these little, I'm making stuffed French toast. This is not your usual stuffed French toast. It is going to be really yummy. I did a little test run earlier. So good. All right. So Sarah Lee makes a brioche style bread. And that's what you want. You want to, for this, a brioche style bread. It's a little sweeter. It's going to taste really good. Any white bread will work, or any bread. As long as it's soft, okay? So I'm going to make 2 sandwiches, so I've got 4 slices out. I'm going to need some strawberries, because mine is going to be stuffed with, so the recipe, hold on one second. Lancey has to go out. Sorry. The little puppy is at the door ready to go out, so you know what that means? We go out, right? Potty training is best. So this stuffed French toast recipe is in the brand new Fall Winter Season's Best Cookbook. This doesn't come out till September 1st. So like I said, this is an early release of this recipe to you only for watching. So the original recipe here calls, it's a peanut butter and jelly stuffed French toast, because we're going to be using our little cut and seal here. So maybe some of you remember the old metal one. We had a metal round one. I'm going to take this out. I had some bread in there. So we had a metal round one. It couldn't go in the dishwasher. This one is all hard plastic. It can go in the dishwasher. So we're going to be using this to make these little kind of pockets. And like I said, the original was peanut butter and jelly. I mean, that's what this was. Conceal that makes the Uncrustables, right? Who doesn't love Uncrustables? So, you know, the kids love them. And I used to make them for the kids all the time when they were little, using these. So, peanut butter and jelly, and then we just put it into a little milk bath. So I got milk and eggs over here, along with a tablespoon of maple syrup and a teaspoon of our double strength Madagascar bourbon vanilla. Now this is coming back. Okay, it's not in our catalog right now. October 1st, it will be back. So many of you stock up on your vanilla, cinnamon, our Korinji cinnamon, and our cinnamon plus. They will all be back October 1st through till December 31st only, all right? While supplies last, of course. So October 1st, if you're needing these, comment vanilla or cinnamon, and I will make sure that you are on the list 1st of October to get that, all right? So that's in there. That's it. Egg, vanilla, maple syrup, and a little bit of milk, all right? That's in our little bath there. So instead of using the peanut butter and jelly, there's 2 other options that are given to you here in the cookbook. One is Nutella and banana, which is really good together, as well as cream cheese, strawberry, and chocolate chips. So that's the one I'm making for you tonight because it just sounded so good to me. So before I get started, I want to cut up a couple strawberries. So when we get strawberries, I wash them up. I like to do a little vinegar bath. And then I just de-stem them right away because I find that if I have to then cut, you know, I put them on here with a stem in them, you know, I want to maybe have a snack or put them in my yogurt or something, and I don't want to go to all the trouble of taking the stem off, each one separately. So I just do them all right now, right away when I've got them dried off. I store them in our leak-proof containers. By the way, these are being redesigned. These are the new ones. Love them. They all nest. The 3 different sizes nest together. It's amazing. Anyways, those will be available September 1st. I put a little paper towel in here to keep them dry, but when you put them in here, make sure they are all the way dry. All right, so I'm just going to grab a couple little strawberries. And again, this makes it super easy when you're going to do, make anything. You know, if you want to put them in a salad or like on your yogurt, whatever, or the kids just want a snack. They're already destemmed, they're washed, they're destemmed, they're ready to go, all right? Everybody eats them much better, all right. So, the easiest, now you can chop these up. I think the recipe calls for them to be finely diced. Slice them up, I mean, they're fine. So, I'm gonna use our cup slicer. Sorry guys, my throat is acted up today. All right, so we've got our cup slicer here. If you haven't seen this viral product yet, you've been living under a rock for the last 2 years, all right? It is our top seller, and right now it's on special. It's a flash sale item, all right? Flash sale, and with my double dip discount that I'm offering through Sharice's Pampered Kitchen group, you can save another 25%. So that means you can get it for $15. It's a steal. All right, kids love this. They can do it. They can cut everything. Take the little cap off of it. Push down. Push down. There. Sliced strawberries ready to go. That's it. All right. Works on grapes. If you've got littles at home, you're going to need this to cut them up for you. Don't do it by hand. Use this cup slicer. You can do sliced eggs, olives, mushrooms, so many different things. All right, meant for more of a soft item. Don't do carrots or onions. Don't get crazy. All right, so now let's get our sandwiches ready to go here. So these slices are a little, not really thick, but a little bit thick. So just press them down a little bit. You can use the pastry roller. I just use my hand. But just give them a little press, especially in the center part, just to give them a little bit more flexibility and get them, there we go. All right, using your small scoop. Now, did you know we have 4 different sizes? Hold on, I forgot to pull them out. But they're right here, so that's not a big deal. All right, so we have, see if I can put these in order here. All right, see, we got all these scoops, right? Stainless steel scoops. Cookies, meatballs, muffins, all those things that you're doing. Did you know that they're a measurement too? So the small one is a tablespoon. The medium is 2 tablespoons. The large is 3 tablespoons. And the extra large is 4 tablespoons, like a quarter cup, okay? So I'm sad to say the extra large and the small are going away. They're being discontinued, all right? So sad. I mean, I use these all the time, all right? I actually just bought another small one because I would cry if this one broke. So I've got a backup, okay? I use it all the time, especially if I'm doing if I need a tablespoon of just cream cheese on something like this. It makes it easy to prepare. So I like using the tub cream cheese. It's just a little bit softer and easier. You could use a block cream cheese and cut it into a tablespoon. But look at, I just scooped it out. That's a tablespoon. There's no guessing. I'm not trying to get it out of another spoon. It's got the little sweeper out of there, in there. So it makes it super easy. So a tablespoon of cream cheese in the center of each one. There we go. How easy is that, right? You're not measuring, you're not doing anything hard. Take your all-purpose spreader and just kind of spread it out in the middle there. Now, if you're not sure what this is going to cut, you can actually make a little indent on your bread. Sometimes I do that ahead of time. So I'm making sure that I'm staying inside the circle. So I just try to cut it, stay in the square, I should say. All right, just right there. I'm going to just wipe that off there. All right, so there we got that. We've got some strawberries, right? So you just need like 2 slices of strawberry. That's a little bitty piece. 2 slices in each one. Like this. Super easy. All right, there we go. All right. Then some chocolate chips. I'm using Lily's dark chocolate chips. I don't know, you want like, I don't know, 10 or so. Don't overdo it, because you don't want it overstuffed. All right, so give or take 8 or 10 chocolate chips, you know. But you could really make this whatever you wanted, you know. Think about a little lemon zest with this cream cheese and some blueberries. Yum. All right, there's that. All right, now we're gonna push on our top of our bread. All right, like I said, I've got my egg bath here, and I used my mini whipper to get those whites all mixed up in the milk. Guys, the mini whipper, it's retiring also, discontinuing. It is so handy, I can't even tell you. Oh, I forgot a little step. Take your brush, your silicone pastry brush, and brush this little edges here. It's gonna help it seal a little bit better. Especially this one is kind of the top and bottom. Get really close to the edge of the cutter, cut and seal. So this just kind of helps it seal. That little egg wash there. So just do the little edges. You don't have to do this, but I kind of find it keeps it all inside when you push it down to cut it. Okay. All right, there we go. Boom. Done with that. And guys, did you know the little, you ever wonder what this little hook is on the back? It's to hold it so that it doesn't slide down into your bowl. How about that? There's something new, right? Maybe you knew that, maybe you didn't. All right. So now, just take your cut and seal. Guys, cut and seal is part of our flash sale. You can save even more. I told you the cup slicer is $15 on the sale. This is only $8.40 on a flash sale. All right, and I'll be dropping the link to shop down below. But man, you gotta get these deals. And also, these things are discontinued, like the small scoop, mini whipper, and many other items. All 25% off. You can get 25% off your entire order. All right. So now you want to just press down, kind of hard. Go back and forth, rock it back and forth, so it cuts off. All right, there we go. Now, don't throw these away, save these. You can make a French toast bake with these things. Cut them up into little strips, or put some cinnamon, just cut them into little pieces, put some cinnamon sugar, butter on them, bake them up. Delicious, all right? And I'm saving them here in my medium reusable silicone bag. These are also being discontinued. I love these for putting stuff in the freezer or storage, because who doesn't want to save the planet a little bit, right? So use the reusable bags. All right. Then you can push this with your hand gently to get it out, because sometimes it seals really good into those grooves. But just take your fingers in the top, push in the corner. Look at, I made a little Encrustable. There we go. All right, let's make one more real quick here. Oh, I forgot to turn the oven on. All right, get that oven back on. We need to preheat it for the air fryer. So I'm gonna use the bottom oven. I'm gonna set it to, air fry. Push the center button. It's already set to 400. I only need 12 minutes. Set it to 12 minutes and start. So it's gonna preheat. All right, it doesn't take long for it to preheat. All right, one more to cut. Now you can make up a whole bunch of these. Line them all up, because you can fit. I'm using the small oven sheet pan baker. Oh, here's another discontinued item. If you need a little trivet, the silicone trivet is being retired also. So many things are on our discontinued list. So sad, okay? All right, so let me rock this thing back and forth. There we go. I think I got it. Like I said, it's really close to the edge of the crust here on the top and bottom. All right. So we're putting these crusts in here. And actually, you could also make croutons out of these, guys. A little garlic oil, or make a pizza crouton. Those are good too. All right, let me set that off to the side on my way. All right. I'm gonna get this one out of here. There we go. Pop that out. Boom. All right. So now I just want to give them a little bath over here. So we're just gonna, I've actually already oiled this little pan a little bit. Just a quick little bath. Boop. All right. That one I might have to go back in. I didn't quite get the edges on that one. Boop. All right. I just noticed that. That little edge isn't done. There we go. All right. Those are ready to go in. I need a towel for my hands. Oh, anyway. Yeah, I could have used tongs, but I always use my hands. All right. So those are ready to go in the oven. They go in the oven for, like I said, 12 minutes. Let me move some stuff here. I'm just going to kind of tidy up a second. All right. There we go. And I will show you, I actually already have one done. Like I said, I did a little test run. Oh, before I talk about that, one more flash item on sale. Let's move that over there. And this is our bento lunchbox, all right? All the craze. You can use this for kids or adults, really. The top little section here, it is big enough to put in, because it has the dome lid, small silverware, little granola bars, little notes to the kids, all right? Or maybe your husband, maybe you want to give him a little love note, all right? Then we have a tray that is, sorry, I had a dog at my foot, separated here, so you can put like crackers and cheese in here, or 2 halves of a sandwich will fit right in there, all kinds of ideas. You can do almost like a charcuterie thing in here, okay? And then we've got the next layer. So all of these layers, so this layer, and then this bottom one, why won't you open up? Okay, never fails to happen that when I am live, something doesn't want to work. There you go. Okay, they have a silicone seal, so they are leak proof. And they are microwave safe, all right? So if you want to have leftovers or something hot in the bottom here, throw that in there, the microwave, for a hot lunch, okay? But like I said, so many options to fill this. Put your little Uncrustables in here. So if you guys don't know, for the Uncrustables, you can make your own homemade Uncrustables. Make up a big batch of them, like a whole loaf of bread worth. Throw them in the freezer, and just like the frozen ones, put it in the lunchbox, and it's ready by lunchtime. Perfect. All right? So you can totally make that yourself. So the bento box, like I said, is also on sale. So it is normally $30. It's $18 with my special, between the flash sale and my special sale. So you do not want to miss this. And this little rubber band goes right around it to keep it all tightly together, because I didn't push it all the lids back together. There we go. So bento box, great item to have for back to school. All right, these are our back to school heroes: the cup slicer, the cut and seal, and the bento box. All right, so you guys ready to see our Uncrustable all baked up? That one's not ready to go on yet, but this is it. Look at this, yummy. All right, I am just gonna use my powdered sugar shaker and sprinkle some powdered sugar all over it, because why not, right? You know, maybe a little whipped cream on here would be nice. Let me grab a knife. I'm going to cut this in half so you guys can see. This might not be as melty because it's not as hot as it was before, but look inside there. Look at all the chocolate and the cream cheese and the strawberries that are all gooey together. It is delicious. Take my word. You can take my word for it or make it yourself. I'll drop the recipe in the comments here of the video. Oh, it's ready to go in the oven. Let me drop these in the oven. All right, so I'm just gonna open the bottom of it. Because remember, in the top oven, I still got dinner up there, keeping warm. And then I push the button, 12 minutes starts right now. In about half that time, 6 minutes, it will beep at me, and I want to rotate it around because the air fryer, the air goes from this side here over. So you want it gets a little crispier. So halfway through, you always want to rotate when you're air frying or using the bottom oven for anything. All right, the top oven is a regular bake, like an oven. You don't have to worry about rotating or flipping or anything. So, all right, guys, that's it for this week of Whatcha Cooking Wednesday. I will drop the link to get all the sale to place an order and get 25% off your entire order. All right, that is my end of summer double dip discount. It is the last time I'll be able to offer that deal because Paper Chef is taking that away. The shared rewards parties away at the end of the month. The end of August. And I will drop in the recipe below. So I hope you all have a fabulous week. If you try the recipe, share a picture and tell me what you think of it. All right? Have a good one, everyone. Bye.